They did that. They did that. I didn't do it. They put Mary next to me. Okay, she's so cute. Totally cute.
So does that get we get to stands?
Yes.
I guess. I don't know if they have enough for everybody up there, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where we go stand when we're done talking to people. Well, I'll be interviewing people saying, so what do you want to hear from me? This is what I want to hear. What do you want to hear from the council? Okay, we got 2 people watching so far. Yes.
So
He's
I think so, because he said these are better.
yeah.
Where did he? Not Jesse, the other guy who was here. They lose my stuff all the time. So this is what we do. So you have two. I don't know. I don't know what he took with it. Hello?
The green light on.
I
talked to Judy. She thinks it's fine. Let's
let
let
it
him
go?
talk. Okay, so we'll call him first. He is Bob, so he's me. He's at large.
I'm sorry?
I think Bob is at large.
Okay,
I'll tell him.
he's right here.
Good, how are you?
Okay, tell me again what I'm supposed to do. Oh, okay.
I'll be real quick.
Okay. Good evening. Don't go too far, Bob. Good evening, and welcome to the League of Women Voters meet and greet for our legislative candidates. My name is Pat Sarona, and I'm a member of Voter Services Committee of the League. Tonight, we're happy to welcome our legislative candidates. Each candidate will have 3 minutes to speak. First, the district candidates will speak in alphabetical order by district, and then the at-large candidates will speak in alphabetical order. However, there is a little bit of a change. And we're going to let Bob Anthony speak first because he has an appointment. Please be aware that there are 4 at-large candidates. Each of the candidates has been asked to introduce themselves and talk about their top 2 priorities. I know that's hard to do in 3 minutes. The candidates will be timed. A card will be raised when there's 1 minute left, 30 seconds left, and then a stop sign will be raised. We ask that each candidate take their name tag to the podium when it's their turn to speak. When one candidate is done speaking, the next candidate will come up to the podium until all the candidates have spoken. If any candidates arrive late, I will come back and ask them to speak one at a time. Please hold your applause until everyone's had a chance to speak. After all the candidates have spoken, I will come back to the podium for final comments and to talk about the second half of the evening. If you can please silence your cell phones, that would be great. And I'm going to ask Bob Anthony to come up, and then Sean, you'll be next. It's all yours.
Very much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank the committee, the league, for allowing me to go first. I apologize. I can't, I need to be out of here, but I apologize. But I just wanted to let everybody know, lifelong resident of Hamden, 76 years old, been on the council. Last time I was here with a mic in my hand, I think I was running for mayor against Kurt Lang, which you all know didn't go very well. And the time I ran against him the first time, that didn't go well, nor did it go well when I ran against Scott Jackson. But I'm hoping that at large, I'm standing up for the residents, the townspeople, the taxpayers of the town of Hamden. We have some serious issues, as you all know. The audit hasn't been done yet. We're up against the wall. Taxes are through the roof. I feel it like everybody else does. We need to get a handle on it. We need to make sure that we're representing and we're being the fiscal authority of the town of Hamden. That's our job. That's what we need to do. I'm easily reached. You can call my cell, leave a message. I'll get back to you. You can send me an email. Well, I might take a little time to get back to you. But that being said, I appreciate it. The only time I wasn't in Hamden was when I went away to college or when I was in the military. Like my brother Jimmy, we grew up in Hampton Plains. I enjoy my job on the legislative council. I like doing what I have to do, and I like getting along with other members of the council when we agree on it. We don't always agree. I don't always agree with myself either, but you know, we'll take that for a grain of salt. Thank you all so much. I'm sorry I have to run, but I appreciate you all coming and listening to us. Thank you all so much.
Does the podium might work? No? Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking the League of Women Voters for hosting this event for us tonight. My name is Sean Cardwell. I am your 1st District Councilman, and I'm running for re-election. I've been a Hamden resident for about 20 years. I have 20 plus years of experience as a municipal employee, as a civil engineer. Let's see. For the past 15 years, I've had the privilege of serving this community. I started my involvement in the community by volunteering as a coach with the Hamden Regional. I later served on the Human Rights and Relations Commission, eventually becoming the chair. I've also been a member of the DTC, and currently I am the vice chair for the Economic Development Committee. Those experiences have allowed me to make a lot of friends and great lasting relationships. And those relationships now allow me to get quick responses and results when you reach out to me. When I first ran for council, my platform was for infrastructure, public safety, education, and taxes. And my voting record reflects those commitments. I supported tax relief. I approved moving funds to the Newhall Foundation repairs. I fully funded the BOE, and I continuously support our engineering, DPW, economic development, and planning and zoning departments to keep our projects moving forward. One initiative that I'm especially proud of is that I collaborated with Dr. David Asbury, who's not here, but he's running for the BOE. And we started a Hamden Summer Camp Scholarship Fund. I believe we assisted about 30 children to go into camp this summer, and we look forward to doing more in the next year. Looking ahead, my priorities remain clear. I want to work with my colleagues to strengthen our legislative council policies and procedures, which will help our interactions with the next administration, especially when discussing the finances. I want to engage with our seniors, ensuring that their voices are heard as we plan for more livable communities and an accessible Hamden, and begin hosting 1st District meetings to give residents a space to share their ideas and concerns. It's an honor representing you. I'm ready to continue the work that we've started. And once again, I'm asking for your support. I look forward to connecting with you after the event. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Oh, yes. Thank you. Like this, right? Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hudson Molinari. I am running for 1st Legislative Council in the town of Hamden. I've been a Hamden resident for several years now. I first came to this town enrolled in Quinnipiac and was introduced to this town by my sisters. I believe Hamden has a great opportunity, but currently there are some issues that we're facing. The biggest issue I see is, of course, the fiscal one. Fiscal transparency is a must. We are penny wise and a pound foolish, and we currently negotiate at a position of weakness. Hamden could be a thriving area for businesses. Instead, we currently have residential property taxes keeping this town afloat. We need to do better for our community. Right now, we need to compete with other towns and cities to keep Hamden diversified. We can't just be a suburb of New Haven. In addition to that, we currently have an issue with transparency for the public. A while ago, a bunch of the town removed several bus stops, shelters from Skip Street. When I heard about that, it deeply saddened me. The fact that our town would remove such amenities because they wouldn't go at the root cause of the issue. The fact that they would remove the shelters because they didn't want to support homelessness or help them in any way. We need to do more. We need to be heard in our community. This decision speaks to the larger issue of Hamden. This is why I'm running. Hamden can do better. I believe Hamden can be a town where families thrive, businesses grow, and people's voices can be heard. I want to take this time now to thank the League of Women Voters for sponsoring this event, as well as Jonathan Katz and my wife Mahima for encouraging me to run. I thank you all.
Hello? 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 Not working? This one? Not that smart, huh? They're off. Hello? They're not on? Hello? Yeah, it's on. It's not me. Hello? 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 All right. Good evening, everyone. Apologize for that. My name is Jerron Alston. I am the current district councilman for District 2. I have been on the council since 2001. I've lived in Hamden since 2013. I met my wife here. I settled here after going to college, going to grad school in New Haven. And I got involved with the town council originally because, like today, there were financial issues that we were faced with at that point in time. The words transparency come about. Some years later, that word comes back about again. We're still dealing with it. I'll say that when we first got on, we had some success in turning the town finances around. Some of you will know that some of the talking points have been, we moved the bond rating up. Now the bond rating's down. So those same things are important now as they were 4 years ago. I sit on the finance committee. I know there's been questions around town about the audit. Those are things that we're still pushing and trying to get that done and taken care of. It is going to take some time. I'll just put it out there and say that it's not something that we turn the page on and get it right. It's not, but we are diligently trying to address the issue. So with that, I also sit on the Public Works Committee and an Economic Development Committee. A part of my beginning when I wanted to get onto the council as well. When I first came to New Haven, I again went to University of New Haven. I drove around, but at that point in time, Newhallville was just being worked on at that point in time. And I drove around and I saw all of the foundations dug out, and I was wondering what was going on and everything else. But as I stayed, I noticed that there's a school over there, and that dilapidated school is still there. Since I've been on the council, every one of my votes has always been to redevelop that area. I understand about the Newhall foundations and everything else, but I will tell you that it is my goal because I care about my district as well. We shouldn't have that school sitting there for 30 years, dilapidated, making the area look bad. So again, I am a transplant, but I've been here and I love the city as well. Okay, thank you. There's the time. Left it on for you. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out. My name is Pam Van Arsdale Whalen. I'm proud to be running as representative of Hamden's 2nd District and on the Legislative Council. I lived in Hamden all my life, 54 years in the 2nd District with my husband Jack, where we raised 4 sons. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a public speaker and I don't pretend to be a politician, but what I do have is common sense. I think it's exactly what our town needs. For 40 years, I ran a successful daycare nurturing young children in our community. It was a very rewarding experience. My time was also dedicated to my community, serving on Helen Street School PTA for 8 years, 2 of which I was president. I also faced deep challenges. In 2002, when my son was tragically killed in an accident, I worked with State Senator Joe Crisco to get a traffic light installed after another life was taken. In 2014, my husband and I were victims of a home invasion. With the help of Detective Sean Dolan, we organized a neighborhood watch program to make our community safer. I am a strong supporter of the arts, volunteering years with the Whitney Players Theater Company, helping operate the box office and other duties. I also have spent 20 years volunteering at Yale's St. Raphael's campus as a Eucharistic minister, bringing comfort and compassion to families. Now let's talk about common sense, because we sure could use some at the town hall. Why is our town in such deep financial debt, and why our taxes are rising? We need a forensic audit of the town finances, and we need to stop reckless spending that's putting a strain on our homeowners. Our school system is another major concern. We need to understand why our schools are struggling and why are we ranking so low in the state. Our children deserve better, and so do our teachers and parents. Finally, let's talk about fairness in our town. Consider the fact that District 2 does not get its fair share of attention from the town. Just look at Hamden Plains and Pine Rock Park. They are a disgrace, along with our sidewalks, roads, and trash that never makes it quite to the dump. It's time those areas get the same attention and respect as other parts of Hamden. I'm running because I care about this town, I care about the people who live here, raise families here, and work hard to call Hamden home. I believe that honesty, compassion, and common sense can get our community back on track. I'm asking you for your support for me, Pam Van Arsdale Whalen, and for the entire Row B team led by Jonathan Katz. Thank you. We can make Hamden stronger, safer, and more accountable to people it serves. Thank you, and God bless.
My neighbors and friends, thank you so much for being here tonight. My name is Teresa Katz, and I stand here before you as your neighbor who listens and a leader who acts. For the past 40 years, I've had the privilege of calling Hamden, District 3, my home. It's where my husband and I raised our family and built lasting friendships. I can't imagine calling anywhere else home. My connection to the district runs beyond geography. It's about people. The relationships I built here have shaped my values and strengthened my commitment to serve. I share your desire to revitalize our neighborhoods, to protect the family-centered spirit that makes Hamden such a wonderful place to live and raise our children. Professionally, I've spent 27 years at Yale University, the last 10 years as a senior regulatory analyst with the Human Research Protection Program. That means I've spent my career focused on ethics and sound decision-making. Okay, is that better? Yes. Okay, you haven't missed the best part. Throughout my work, including grant preparation, financial administration, and navigating complex regulations, I've learned how to analyze problems concisely and deliver fast results. The same skills are exactly what's needed to tackle the challenges we face here in Hamden. If I am fortunate enough to earn your vote, my priorities will be fiscal responsibility and our community safety. First, fiscal responsibility. It's time to manage our town's finances with discipline and transparency. My background in financial administration and grant oversight gives me the tools to ensure your tax dollars are spent wisely, meaning we will prioritize what matters while minimizing waste. We must create budgets that promote stability and growth while lifting the burden on taxpayers who are already stretched thin. Second, crime and safety. We all deserve to feel safe in our homes, on our streets, and in our schools. I believe a balanced approach strengthening police, community partnerships, expanding community policing, and investing in youth programs that give our kids positive pathways and purpose. We can also improve neighborhood watch initiatives and address social issues that often fuel crime before it starts. I'm running for the Legislative Council because I want to be clear and consistent voice for the 3rd District, a district that has too often been overlooked, but that ends now. Every voice here deserves to be heard, not just during elections, but every day at the town hall. I will listen and I will work tirelessly to make sure your concerns become action. I'm deeply honored to have the opportunity to serve. I'm not running for recognition. I'm running because I care deeply about community and future. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves, confront the challenges ahead, and make Hamden the best version of itself. Thank you very much.
Good evening, y'all. My name is Abdullah Ismanu. I am running for re-election to the Hamden Legislative Council, District 3. I've had the pleasure of actually serving on the Legislative Council for about the past 4 years, where, Hamden has been home for as long as, I can know what home is, where, my family decided to move here, with their young child, as well as the rest of my siblings. Really understanding, the quality of life, that they'd be able to give their son, being Ghanaian immigrants, living in the Bronx for some bit of years. And, the thought for me really in terms of what brought me to, our legislative council was a desire to see, change within my community. Growing up within, the 3rd District, it was very evident even as a child, the care that was, given. Whether you're talking about your sidewalks, whether it's talking about, when your street is plowed as compared to, your friend that you go to school with, so on and so forth. And it, after being involved for quite a while, it really occurred to me that, why not be the person to actually pursue that change? So as a part of, the Legislative Council, I can say that I'm proud where I've been able to, as chair of the Municipal Planning and Economic Development Committee, be able to extensively work with our engineering department as well as, the various pertinent folks to really make sure that as we're like taking care of, some of these constituent complaints, as they pertain to infrastructure, that we're actually holding some level of equity within that. We were actually able to pass a complete streets policy, which kind of, gears our town towards being able to actually analyze the problems that exist as it pertains to, traffic calming, and all of the infrastructural, projects that actually come along with that, and make sure that there's actual like equity within that in terms of like how we're actually taking care of those things. And I think another thing that I can say that I'm proud of, being on council is, we have had many, many long, hard budget seasons, to actually be able to make certain decisions, where, one of the things that I can say is, there are missteps that I think we've made as a council, but everywhere, between that, I really can say that my vote really does attest, for, standing on the right side of these issues that, may have been unpopular at some time, but I think at a certain point now, folks actually do know, are endemic to, why our town is where it is. So when I look at things that I'm looking to run on, it's continuing the work that we're doing in terms of our infrastructure. When I talk about budgeting, one of the big things is I want to be able to remove the $2.5 million for our red light cameras, because that is not actual revenue that's supposed to be used towards there. That's an example of the dishonest budgeting processes that we've used. We should actually use that to actually take care of more infrastructural projects. And we actually need a clear idea of how we're going to develop and grow. It's not enough just to say that I'm going to lower your taxes. I actually need to present to you a plan, not only that is rooted in fiscal discipline, but actual economic development to bring our town to where it needs to be and grow our grant list. Oh, my sorry.
All right, hello everybody. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Hi, I'm Sarah Gallagher. I'm currently at the Legislative Council in the 4th District. I've been there 4 years, so this will be my 3rd term I'm running for. And as a person, I've lived in Hamden about 17 years, from Waterbury originally, and have a 25-year history working in nonprofits and in government related to housing and homelessness, healthcare, justice reform, really human services related activities. Why I got involved in the council actually through being a part of the Charter Revision Committee, and many of you in the room were part of and helping out with that. And the approach I used in that committee, I was chair of it the 2nd time around, is really the approach I use and I think about when I approach council. It's really around listening to what constituents and residents have to say, what desires are, and then problem solving together to figure out what solutions are. And throughout my last 4 years in council, I've really focused that energy around one, housing, because that has been something that's been very important on our community. I've been able to work with my colleagues to pass an ordinance to update the Fair Rent Commission and really get that started and work with the town to make sure it was running properly. And anyone who's watching knows I had a lot of hiccups as it went through, but that's part of the process, is to work pass a policy and then work with the town to make sure it's implemented properly. I worked to update the blight ordinance to make sure that we're up to state statutes and have the fines that in there that we need to have, and that we're enforcing it the way we need to enforce it. I've worked with our community services to invest $1 million in ARPA funding for homelessness prevention, and really creating infrastructure to deal with some of our folks who are unhoused, and to provide opportunities and outreach and ways to create solutions. And that hopefully will not only invest $1 million, but create an infrastructure that we can build upon. I've also worked with the town to create a supportive housing fund that would allow us to have supportive housing in a few of our developments that are across town. And then did stuff around how lowering barriers to public services, like our food drives. As we move forward, the issues that are important to me are continuing around the housing work and thinking about the Housing Trust Fund and investing new funding into that through tax liens and some of the revenue that we have in our town. I want to be really connected to residents at this time to think about, as we think about federal cuts and as they come down, how is that impacting our community, and how do we work with our state delegation to make sure that our community residents aren't suffering based on the cuts to nonprofits, to SNAP, and other resources that are going to impact all of us very directly. And then I want to continue the fight to make our budget process more accountable, to make it clearer and transparent. If you're watching the last council member meeting, I wrote 2 orders that were passed that are going to get us there, to have our budget liaison and to have the process start in October, so that we have more time. So that is my time. Please call or email, or if you have questions, I'd be happy to talk to anyone and to brainstorm together. Thank you.
This is going to be interesting. First time ever I've had to hold a mic. Anyway, used to have both hands free. Before I begin, I wish to thank the League of Women Voters for inviting me here tonight and giving me the opportunity to meet all of you. I am honored and humbled to be a candidate for the Legislative Council representing District 4. You may ask, who is James D'Onofrio? First and foremost, I am a man of God and proud father of 3 and grandfather of 2. My entire life is lived with God and my family in mind. I certainly would not do anything to dishonor God or embarrass my family. I have spent my career in education and human services. Presently, I am a paraeducator at Bunnell High School in Stratford. I work with students who have learning challenges. For me, it's about building relationships and doing my part in helping our youth succeed academically and in life. In addition, I taught English to refugee children through IRIS the past 2 summers. Teaching refugee children has been a challenging and rewarding experience for me, truly life-changing. On the last day of this year's program, one of my Afghan students came up to me at recess and showed me something she wrote with the help of Google Translation. You're a pure, kind-hearted teacher. Thank you for your help and caring. I will miss you. Needless to say, I was quite emotional. This is why I do what I do. Previously, I worked with at-risk youth for the Children's Center of Hamden, Youth Continuum, and Connecticut Junior Republic. During my career, I worked closely with area school districts and schools to Connecticut Department of Children and Families and the Court Support Services Division for Juvenile Matters. Why do I stand here before you? I desire for you, the heart and soul of the town of Hamden, to benefit from my knowledge and experiences. I pledge to work for and with you. I sincerely believe that together we can achieve great things. I have a lot to say. My priority based on my background will be to focus on our school communities, children, families, and school staff. I plan on visiting schools, listening to their concerns, and being visible. My vision is to foster a partnership with Quinnipiac University, Southern Connecticut State University, and the University of New Haven. I am a firm believer in the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. In closing, I will bring transparency and accountability to the position. Some words that have been used to describe me in both my personal and professional life include kind, caring, honest, trustworthy, and approachable. Before I leave, I just want to ask everybody to just be kind to one another because our children are watching.
Good evening. I'm Rhonda Caldwell, and I am running for re-election in the 5th District. I want to just tell you a little bit about my background. First of all, I came to Hamden in 2014. My daughter was a little youngster. She was in kindergarten, I think. We came here for 1st grade at Ridge Hill School, and now I'm proud to say she's a 12th grader. So we have spent her whole, this is home. And I'm happy to say that because we made a really big purchase on 2023. We purchased our home in Whitneyville, and I always say Whitneyville, woo woo, because it's like one of my favorite communities. I've always wanted to live there. We got lucky enough to find a property that we could afford in 2023. So now we're really going to be here for good. So let me give you a little bit of information on my background. I'm currently a regional operations manager for Related Affordable. I currently manage about 4,000 affordable units from here to Massachusetts. They're all affordable for elderly families and those that are low-income disabled. And I just want to say that in this career this career path that I've chosen, I chose this career path in 1993. I realized a long time ago that housing was going to be my mission. We need to have, every person in America needs to be housed. Our country's too wealthy to have people unhoused. So I started this work in 1993. I'm proud of it. I've spent 32 years on all levels. My current level is on a management level. When I also worked for Connecticut Housing Authority for about 8 years, where I managed $250 million in state grants on an annual basis. And I think that everybody understands how important housing is. But where I live in my district, I'm not too sure if everybody understands. Because in our district, we have folks that are unhoused. We have people who we all have to, just like Councilman Austin said, we have a whole building sitting down there that's been empty for 25 years that is a derelict property. One of my major goals is to get that building tore down and make that site worthwhile for the 5th District. It makes no sense that it's been sitting there this long. It has never, ever had any use, and it's been, we're even putting our own firefighters at risk to go in there and save an abandoned building. It's ridiculous. So that's some of the work that I'm gonna do. So I wanted to say just a few more things before I go. Who do I represent? I represent Whitneyville, Newhall, Prospect Hill, Neighborhood 40, if you're familiar with them, and also the Great Whitney Center. And let me just say, I also represent all the way down to the town line, which is right on the New Haven line. We have to, another big priority we have to have a very good, strong relationship with the city of New Haven. There's a lot of things going on down on Goodrich Street, Newhall, Marlborough, Butler Street, that involves things that start on the New Haven side. We must start working very productively with the city of New Haven. We have to work with their police, their economic development, and we have to make sure that their side and our side are both accountable for the things that are happening in these communities. So I want to thank you so much. I want to talk to everybody more. I'm live streaming this on Hamden Action Now, so you can feel free to go back and watch this later on. I want you to come and ask me questions. I brought a notebook and things. I want people to tell me what you want. What do you want me to do for you on this council in the next 2 years? Because I'm here and I listen. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and I thank you so much for coming tonight to meet all of us and learn more about the people running to represent you. I am Mary Mordecai Algieri, and I'm running to represent the 6th District on the Legislative Council. I was born and raised right here, and I'm proud to still call this district my home. I come from a large family, one of 9 children, and in our house, community service wasn't just something we talked about, it was something we lived. My parents taught us early on that when you care about your town, you get involved. That lesson has always stuck with me. I graduated from Southern Connecticut State University, and I've spent over 35 years working in the banking industry, including 15 years as a mortgage and consumer loan officer. So yes, I understand budgets and value the importance of making every dollar count, which, let's be honest, is something our town could use a little more of right now. So I've also spent much of my life giving back. I've served on the board of the Old Brick Boys and Girls Club. I was treasurer of the Network of Executive Women in Milford. I volunteer with Ronald McDonald House, Salvation Army, and I worked for the Old Brick After School Program as a volunteer as well, with 2 trips to Africa visiting on a mission for a children's center. So why am I running? Because I love this community and I'm deeply concerned about its future. My number 1 priority is fiscal responsibility. We deserve transparency and accountability from our town government. On day 1, I will call for a forensic audit of the town's finances, not because it sounds fancy, but because it's the only way to truly know where we stand. You can't fix what you don't understand, and right now, too many questions go unanswered. I've been attending council and budget meetings, and time after time, the financial picture is murky. We can't make smart decisions when we don't even know what's in the checkbook. Here's what we do know. Our town is carrying over $330 million in debt with no clear plan to address it. That didn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of neglect and poor management by the same party that's been in charge for decades. And the ones paying the price are homeowners and taxpayers, people who love this town and just want to stay in their homes. Now, I'll be honest, fixing this won't be easy. But we think about it like this. If you go to the doctor and find out you've got a serious issue, you face it head on. The treatment might be tough, but it's the only way to heal. Our town's finances are the same way. It's time for real recovery. I'm not running to point fingers. I'm running to roll up my sleeves, get to work, and restore trust in local government, to bring back common sense and to make sure Hamden's future is as bright as its past. So tonight, I'm asking for your support for me, Mary Mordecai Algeri, and for the entire Road B team led by Jonathan Katz. Together, we're ready to bring new energy, fresh ideas, and real accountability to Town Hall. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and thank you for caring about the future of our community.
Good evening. I'm Grace Teodosio, a Democrat running to represent District 6 as well. Tonight, I want to share a little bit about who I am, how I see the council's responsibility to residents, and the 2 priorities I'll start on right away. In August, I petitioned onto the ballot and earned a place on Row B. Running a grassroots campaign brought me to porches and living rooms across the district, and I'm looking forward to meeting many more of you tonight, because I believe that public service is all about building trust in relationships. I was born and raised in Hamden. I grew up in South Hamden, actually. I went to Hamden Street School. And also, I went to that middle school that everyone was talking about. It was even fun then. Now I live in Spring Glen with my husband, David, and our daughter, Clara. I'm a full-time working mom and a consumer researcher and business strategist. In plain English, I collect data, spot patterns, study how people behave, and then I turn those insights into practical decisions for businesses. And that's the approach I brought to the town work that I've been doing over the past 8 months. In March, when it became clear that taxes were set to rise sharply, I started asking some hard questions. When the answers fell short, I dug in and created Hamden Residents Unite, a plain language blog and Facebook community with explainers, meeting recaps, and timelines so that neighbors could see what was going on for themselves. In June, I led a fully resident-funded effort to alert people that their taxes were going up. We had nearly 50 volunteers who helped to deliver 5,000 flyers across the town. This work moved people from frustration to action and taught me that you don't need a title to get things done. Energy, collaboration, and transparency do a lot of heavy lifting. Now I'm asking to do that work with a vote at the table. My first priority, as many of others have said tonight, is getting our finances under control. Hamden is in a fiscal crisis, and the outlook for the next year is rough. We're nearly 10 months without an audit, and a lack of fiscal transparency has helped put us here. My commitment is straightforward: push for real oversight, hold officials, including myself, accountable, and make sure the council has the facts to do its job its fiscal authority as written in the charter. I realize this is longer than I thought. So, I'll just go off the cuff. I've been going to council meetings. I read every council meeting, commission meeting, or watched, or state meeting. I read the notes. I've watched them for the past 18 months, sorry. I regularly attend these in person or online. I file FOIA requests for bank statements. If I don't get them, I file complaints with the FIOIC. I am very, very aggressive when it comes to getting the information that we need. Because if we don't have it, we don't even know what we're spending, right? I know that you hear a lot about development. Oh, sorry, I'm ending with this. You hear a lot about development. It's really important, but we have about a $40 million debt service a year. Home Depot pays $450,000 a year. We need 89 Home Depots tomorrow to cut the debt service. It's not economic development that's going to get us there. So I just want to say my second priority and my biggest thing that I'm going to work on is a solar initiative for the town. If we can get solar onto municipal buildings, if we can get LED lights in these lights, we're one of the last towns to not have them. We pay double-digit millions in electric a year. If we can cut that, we can cut our spending without harming residents or cutting services. So there's lots of creative things I have like that. I'd love to meet more of you. And I will have a clipboard. I'd love you to sign up for my email newsletter, which I will be trying to keep people in the loop with, and you can always contact me there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Good evening. My wife is going to kill me. I can tell you right now. She told me not to go off script. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm Adrian Weber, 7th District Councilman. This will be my 4th term being elected, and certainly want to take this opportunity. First of all, I ask you all for your vote. We heard a lot, over from different council people and various candidates as well, and we're going to be clear that we are in dire need of leadership. We need sound leadership. We need sound thoughts. We need people who are serious about real solutions. So I just wanted to, make a couple highlights. I'm chair of the Public Safety Department, and we want people to feel safe in town. And so the way you make people feel safe is a collective initiative amongst all of us. So we all have to be part of how we want to be policed, how we want our town to look, how do we want it to feel. And so we have to all do our part and be part of the solution. And so we've done a lot since I've been on council, and specifically we have opened the community service center in the Hamden Plaza. And so, 1 minute already? All right. I better get over here and do some quick reading. First of all, I want to thank all of our seniors, and I'd like to acknowledge all of our seniors for being such vital members in our community. The wisdom, the experience, and your contributions that shaped the town into what it is today. Your commitment in ensuring that they continue to receive the support and services. So I just want to thank all the seniors. I also want to thank Chief Reynolds and Chief Carter for providing us with various services that we have. We have the carnival coming up for the youth. The carnival is 13. We have $13,000 that we made last year on the Carnival for Youth initiatives. We also have,
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'll be right over here. Please feel free to come over and talk to me. I have a notebook that will take names, questions, and we'll try to get. One thing I can tell you is that I return every single call. I answer every single question, and I get as many answers as I can for you. All right. Thank you.
Hello. Okay. Hi, I am Ted Stevens. I currently represent the 8th District on the Legislative Council. I am in my second term. I am a third-generation resident. I was born in well, technically I was born in the hospital in New Haven, but I shortly came to Hamden. Lived across from Helen Street School until I was 4. My earliest memories trying to stop the home inspector from coming in so he could sell the house, but unfortunately it was not to be. I moved to North Haven, so I had the misfortune of attending North Haven High School instead of Hamden High School. But my parents, grandparents, cousins all went to Hamden. So when I came back to the area after grad school in DC, Baltimore area, with my wife, who's from Maryland, she didn't know the area, so she left it up to me. I specifically chose Hamden because it's a sense of community here, the diversity in town, the walkability. I'm a transportation planner, so being able to walk places is valuable to me. I live across the street. Unfortunately, I drove here tonight because I was running late, but I love walking to the library, and that's a valuable thing in town. So I'm always advocating for sidewalks and bike lanes and those type of things. So in addition to working as a transportation planner, I used to work for the New Haven Planning Department and was on the Hamden Planning and Zoning Commission before joining town council 4 years ago. I'm the parent of 2 kids at Bear Path School, and I'm a soccer coach in Hamden, so that takes up a lot of time in addition to this. In my 4 years on council, I am proud of helped preserve services in town, so I know our taxes are high. But we do get, what's important to me is the services we do get. We've maintained our public works, we've maintained our senior transportation services, we've funded our schools. Which schools to me is the most important services the town provides. So I'm proud of the work we've done there, and I hope to continue to do that work. I led an effort to use federal dollars for a sewer expansion study on, man, this time does go fast, for Northern Whitney Avenue. Has potential for economic development that could expand the tax base and provide housing, entertainment, and retail options in Northern Hamden, where we're currently on septic. And if we have sewer, we could do a lot more up there. So I've always tried my votes and actions have always tried to balance maintaining the services with the fiscal responsibility that the council has, and I continue to be a priority over the next 2 years. The other priority that is important to me is to always be available and accessible to residents, connect them with resources and answers to questions, whether I get a lot of 8th District constituent requests, but I've been responsive to anybody in Hamden really that has a question about who to contact for authorizing a bake sale, making sidewalk repairs, or resolving noise from a neighboring property that seems to have a party every Friday and Saturday night. So I'm honored to have been elected twice by the people of the 8th District, and I ask for your vote for a 3rd term because there's a lot of work to be done, and I would like to be part of it. Thank you.
Hello? I never know where to begin. Hello? Can you hear me for this? Is this okay. James Anthony, I currently represent the 9th District. Why am I running? Well, I hear a lot of people talk about how they moved to the town of Hamden 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and that's great. November 1960, my parents moved me from St. Raphael's Hospital to Hamden, and it's been on my home ever since. I've been away. It's 4 years with the active duty with the Air Force, going down to the University of Tampa in Tampa, Florida to finish up my degree in business management. Sorry? What do I'm too close? Oh, all right. I thought people could hear me without the microphone. I'm running because I believe that if we were to use the money, people pay their taxes for not just the services, but the infrastructure of the town. And it seems like we're getting way away from that. Recently, it was a big issue about trying to turn the old middle school on contaminated grounds that's loaded with asbestos into a community center that nobody in the area wants. And we don't need to be talking about things like that. We need infrastructure. We need, if we put the money to the use that we're supposed to put it to, we probably could reduce, it would probably be a good start and a step in the right direction to reduce the budget and start thinking about maybe someday we can lower the mill rate. Okay, a good example, I'm going to use the Board of Education as a good example because I voted no on the $3 million increase that they wanted. And I'm glad I did, because one of my constituents gave me a call and said that their son attends Hamden High School, and their son walked into the boys' bathroom to go to the bathroom, and hanging on the wall were tampon boxes. That's not what we're giving the Board of Education an increase in their budget to do with that money. That's fraud, waste, and abuse. Okay? Misappropriational use of funds, whatever you want to call it. They spent our money on items should not have been spent on. These things upset me. I've been here 65 years in this town. We have the skating rink is privatized. We give that individuals $257,500 of our money to run our skating rink. And it's a public building. It's a town-owned and maintained property. The people in the buildings for the Public Works Department still go to the skating rink to do work on it. Same thing with the golf course. It's privatized. They're supposed to pay us a lease every year. 1 year he owed us $450,000, and that was it. They just waive it. What? The town of Hamden is not wealthy? Another individual from the Board of Ed said 25% of the teachers live in Hamden. Where do the other 75% live? Guilford, Madison? What's the matter? The Hamden school system isn't good enough for their children? They want their children to get the best education at our tax dollars? And while we pay for other people, they want to take vacant buildings and make it residential places, right? Well, who's going to pay for those children to go to school? We don't have that kind of money. So that's why I'm running. Thank you.
Wow, good evening, Hamdenites. And thank you to the League of Women Voters for hosting us today. Good evening. Again, my name is Tamika Parks. I've been a Hamden resident for 15 years in District 9, and in District 9 for 7. I'm also a member of the Democratic Town Committee for the last 4 years. I've acclimated to District 9 by walking the Farmington Canal Trail, canvassing the 9th District, and I've become familiar with some of your faces at DTC meetings, as well as standing at the polls at every election from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Professionally, I've over 25 years of leadership positions in practice operations and conflict resolution, as well as community outreach. I will utilize these skills while speaking up and contributing on your behalf during the Legislative Council meetings. I will advocate for the priorities of District 9 at every meeting. How will I know what they are? I will ask you. I will share my information, my email address, my cell phone number. Actually, my cell phone number is already on the website because I'm also Justice of the Peace. I will keep residents informed through regular updates and open communication. I will foster two-way dialogue between the constituents and the council. I plan to promote accessibility and responsiveness in our local government. I plan to strengthen the community involvement in the decision-making process. Along with the Legislative Council men and council women, I will work to assist in passing responsible budgets that will stabilize the mill rate while attempting to smooth out large spikes because of irresponsible budgets from previous administrations. In short, I would like the opportunity to leverage my community outreach, my civic engagement, and Democratic Town Committee experience and skills and step into the realm of representing
District 9 in the Legislative Council. I will be right over there with paper, pen, and my phone, taking notes, taking numbers, sharing my information, and I thank you in advance for your consideration. Have a good evening.
Hello, my name is Maureen Crouch, and I'm running for one of the at-large seats for Legislative Council. I am so appreciative to the League of Women Voters, not only for hosting this event, but your attention to democracy and women's crucial place in it, especially at this fragile time. I've worked in public health for the past decade. In this field, we are taught to look at the root of problems and understand how systems create the environment in which individuals make health choices, whether it's your ability to walk with your family, eat fresh food, or access services. I have experience in COVID mitigation, nutrition education, health behavior, and substance use research. Something that undercuts all these issues is that they can be ameliorated most effectively through policy change. Some of this at the federal and state level, but some of this here locally. Healthier housing, safer infrastructure for pedestrians, and a strong relationship with our local health district are key components to nurture health in our town. I'm working to understand the gravity of the fiscal situation. However, I also feel the need to press here that there's also gravity to the necessity of continuing the services that we and our neighbors rely on. Well-funded schools, safe streets, open libraries are key ingredients to a strong community. Putting these at risk reduces our ability to attract new residents and keep our current residents. Further, failure to properly fund them exacerbates social inequities. My goals within these constraints are as follows. Support my colleagues who are pushing for increased and consistent transparency from the mayor's office, from other offices, to make sure we are spending as responsibly and smartly as possible. Work with our town engineers to improve the safety of our streets, work with our local health district to assure that we have a clear MOU that outlines what they provide for us and what our residents, especially our tenants, can expect from them, and collaborate with our state delegation to push for more money that we send up to Hartford to come back to us to support needed services and infrastructure. By focusing on these components, I hope to play a part in shaping a Hamden we can thrive in for many generations to come. I would appreciate your support, either on the Democratic or Working Family Party lines. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Good evening, everyone. I first want to thank the League of Women Voters for having this event so everyone could hear everyone else's platform. Much appreciated. To introduce myself, my name is Tom Figler, running for at-large council on the Republican line. I'm a Hamden transplant 17 years ago. I moved to Hamden because I've seen a lot of potential in Hamden from Bridgeport, seen how beautiful it was, how diverse it was, and it was a town I want to raise my kids in. Well, I have 3 kids right now, 2 in the high school, 1 in the middle school. And at the end of the day, that's one of the reasons of running for this town, or for this at-large council spot, is I want to help increase this town's potential and actually show its, prove its potential. My biggest goal for the next few years, if I happen to get reelected, if I'm lucky enough to get reelected, is not only to help the financial situation, but to increase transparency. And I think it all starts with first finding out where we are. Because right now, one day we'll hear, this is our fund balance. The next day we'll hear, this is our fund balance. We still don't have the audit from FY24. Audit for FY25 is going to be due very shortly. And it's just, it's asking the right questions, it's budgeting responsibly. For instance, I'll echo, Councilperson, Osmanu's, point regarding the red light camera. For 2 years in a row, first year we budgeted 5 million, this year we budgeted 2.5 million. The first year we seen $0 from the red light camera revenue. They are not even approved at this point. So, in November, I hope to win your vote. And if I do, I look forward to working with this council again. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Doug Foley and I'm running for council at large. Thank you to the League of Women Voters for hosting this event. And thanks to all of you for being here and taking an interest in our civic life. If I should be elected to the council, I would like to spend time with residents outside of Memorial Town Hall and council meetings. I want to make time to meet with folks in our public parks and schools, in our coffee shops and diners, and in our music venues. I was born and raised in New Jersey before attending the University of New Haven. I studied music business and upon graduating moved to New York City. Eventually, my wife and I decided to move to Connecticut and put down roots. We chose Hamden for its diversity and all that it has to offer. If we were going to raise a family, we could see ourselves doing it here, and we now have a 10-month-old son at home. My motivation to run is in part because I want to play a role in creating a town that works for him and Tom's kids and all the young people who stand to inherit the decisions that we make in the coming decade. I'm not running for council because I have all of the answers, but I am committed to asking questions and doing my part to find consensus around our paths forward. Let's move on to my priorities. I care about housing as economic development and long-term goal setting. I've got some thoughts that weave these two priorities together. Here's what I know. Property taxes in Hamden are high. Growing the grand list of Hamden is one way that we can begin to chip away at affordability. Rent is increasing quickly and demand for ownership continues to be high. By increasing supply, we have a shot at lowering the demand and therefore the cost. We also have parcels of underutilized or vacant property along our main roads of Dixwell, Whitney, and State. We need to pursue those owners to make the most of their land to the benefit of Hamden. Let's talk about goal setting and what I'd like to see. I would love to hear a progress report on the 2019 Plan for Conservation and Development. Refocusing on existing goals will allow us to level set around our economic development, planning, and zoning decisions. I want to think of our main roads as opportunities to create inviting, walkable districts where storefronts and homes intermingle. I believe that we should consider joining the Connecticut Municipal Development Authority, which could mean more support and potentially funds from the state for zoning reforms, transit planning, and other infrastructure. I know that this conversation is underway for Dixwell Avenue, and I hope to see progress continue and not stall. I would also like to encourage that we think about our next comprehensive plan well in advance. Starting public input early and reaching more residents would create a more equitable set of goals and outcomes for Hamden. In closing, during my career in music, I've spent a lot of time thinking about how best to create and super serve the communities that exist around artists. I say this because I'm hopeful that fostering more community here can drive positive change and nonpartisan engagement around Hamden's needs. I may be a Democrat, but I want you to know that I take seriously the need to dialogue regardless of affiliation. I hope to earn your vote for council on row A, Democrat, or row C, Working Families Party. Thank you.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? All right. So how many of you are sitting here right now asking, how in the world did we get here? Just raise your hand. How did we get here, right? That is the question that I ask myself, right? Can you hear me now? That's better. So I should just start over and say, how did we get here, right? But that's the question that I asked myself. So I decided to be a part of the solution instead of complaining about it. And that is why I got into the role of wanting to be a councilwoman at large. And so I ran. I took a moment to just really think about what's important to me. And it was easy for me to sit back and for me to complain about what wasn't going well. And so instead, I decided to throw my name in the hat. And so I am seeking re-election as your council at large for a second term. My name is Councilwoman Tasha Hunt. When you see me, please consider me a neighbor, a listener, an advocate, and a believer in the power of showing up, speaking out, and standing firm in the face of challenges with dignity and respect and style when you can. I moved to Hamden, Southern Hamden, 40 years ago. I attended Hamden Public Schools, the old middle school, and I began my career right with the judicial branch as a juvenile probation officer, serving this community nearly 30 years ago. I stand here today as the Director of Juvenile Probation, overseeing the operations of 11 juvenile probation officers throughout the state and 150 plus staff. I'm an adjunct professor at the University of New Haven, and I also serve on several community serving organizations. My leadership style is driven by integrity, fueled by community voices, and focused on building a Hamden where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Some people say we live in a what's in it for me society, right? And so if that's true, here is what's in it for me and why I'm seeking re-election. In my role as a public servant, I know bad things can happen when people have limited support and resources. I know what it means to struggle to make ends meet. Some of you are sitting here now thinking about what is it that I'm going to have to put off until next month because I can't make the ends meet. I also know that as someone thriving with lupus and caring for an 85-year-old mother, the thought of choosing between your prescription and your medical bills and your household bills, that's scary. And I see heads nodding because that's when life starts lifing. We are in a crisis on a national level, and so we can't afford the status quo in Hamden. We can and we must do better. So you invited me here to hear about my top priorities. I am living my priorities. Every day I'm advocating, fighting, and promoting policies to close the gaps on the state and local level. I'm committed to advocating for initiatives that strengthen public safety, expand infrastructure, and promote equity, transparency, and accountability. So you are probably asking yourself, well, what does that mean for Hamden residents? It means that I will work collaboratively with my fellow council members, the administration and departments, but more importantly, the residents who feel silenced, and I'll say it again, silenced and devalued for their contributions. We can and we must do better. To that end, I will address the budget and taxes and the infrastructure and the economic development challenges that we are facing, because this is our town and it is our council. Please consider voting for me for council at large. Tasha, thank you.
That was impressive.
Okay, can you hear me? All right. Hello, I am Katie Kiley, and man, that's such a tough act to follow. I want to say, so grateful actually to my current council members and to the candidates that are running today, because I really believe that that's truly where we find the solutions in Hamden for our town, for fixing our fiscal authority, is making sure that we are actually getting the input from residents. And we've gotten there to where, as individuals, we'll send out individual council members, we'll have local meetings. And I think we've seen some of those happening more and more for the first time in a while. We've seen the administration reach out, have community meetings, have consultants come in. The piece that we're missing, though, is being able to really give the information out to residents, allow them to ask questions, give them back that information, and then get their input. We're ready to move into phase 2 of hearing what residents think the solutions are based on their concerns. And then as a council, it's our job to make sure that is relayed to the administration that's coming in so that they have a chance to alter and change and update those plans. The thing is, we have fabulous people who work in our town, for our town, who work tirelessly, and I don't just say that because I'm a public school teacher, but yes, teachers do too. The issue is, we also need to know that there's expertise that live in the residents here in Hamden, the lived experience. And those things cannot be replicated because times change, they move forward. And so with that, we have to adapt, but the people who work for Hamden and are helping us out can only do that if they know what the residents need and what's happening. And so that's really what we need to change in order to create solutions. And so some of the ways that I hope to do that, coming along with my fellow council members, if I get reelected, would be to make sure we're looking at our charter committee. We're supposed to go back to the charter and the things that we have. It's true we don't have what I will say consequences built in that then happen, but we as a council, that is our role. We are the ones who were the consequence that says, no, we need to go back and look at it. That should be part of the committee. We're supposed to have a committee that revises how do we put forward new ordinances, new orders. How can we post for people to see when council members do bring, so that we're not pitting council member against council member, state rep against state senators for who brought this idea or how did it happen, or did someone forget my email, or are they ignoring it? What is causing that is not who we are as residents. It's that we need a process where we can clearly state it goes to this committee this week, it comes back the next week, it's clearly on the agenda, and we can check it off. Because we need to stop thinking and causing each other to be wondering and at each other why these things aren't going forward, but allow for the space of the solutions that say, yeah, give me this idea, let me argue with you. I do not like conflict, but I do believe in asking these questions so that we can get the answers. And we have to realize that disagreement is not an enemy. It is how we actually find the real solution. And so many of you know me, but I'm out of time, so I'm going to stop and say, if you need more information about who I am, why I'm chattering on, please come and see me. I'm happy to give you my number, my contact information, and thank you so much, and I hope that you'll come out and vote for me. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you to the candidates. I am not Katie Kiley. I just want to take a moment to advise you that we do have a list of the candidates at our table, the League of Women Voters table. The ballots for each district are taped in the district area. And just to let you know that early voting will be here in this room starting on October 20th. And you know that election day is November 4th. So now for the meet and greet portion of the evening, we will be starting, so District 1 is here and it goes up numerically. All the at-large people will be meeting over here. I know it's kind of a tight space, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure it all out. So we do end at 9, but that gives you plenty of time to talk to your district representatives and the at-large district reps as well. So meet and greet.
You're all I know. Coming to my corner with me? Wait 1 second. I need help. I think Dave left, so I might need you to.
With you, Bill?
Yes!
I grew up on.
I live on Glendale.
I get around? I was on Clifford and Treadwell Street.
Oh,
I'm not my wife.
oh, I live on Glendale. I love it.
It's a great neighborhood.
Isn't it? I'm telling we love Whitneyville, don't we? Woohoo! Sorry, y'all don't live in Whitneyville. Sorry. Sorry. Look. What was it? Huh? I had it sitting on top of the podium. Isn't that cool? I think this is so cool because they're so little, but they're so powerful. So, you come up. Okay. I'm not an iPad kid, just so you know. I want to say that I'm so happy everybody was able to come out and watch. Checking to see if there are any comments or anything. And we only had 3 minutes to say what we needed to say. We already know what we're dealing with as a town. And here is Miss Powell, who's coming behind me. Hi, Miss Powell. Say hi to everybody in Hamden Action 9. What do you want the town, come closer, what do you want the town to do for you? What do you want these legislative, all these people said all these really great things tonight. What do you want them to do for you? Stop telling lies. Stop telling lies and work. Right. Because like I said, we need that middle school building should have been gone 20 years ago. We should have been a better use of property. That property should have been used 20 years ago. The traffic calming up and down Goodrich Street and over there on Marlboro and Butler, it's terrible. It's terrible. So, I'm hoping that what happens is everybody's willing to hear us, what we're saying. The drainage, the traffic, the crime, you had a shooting right on your street the week of the 2023 election. That Monday before the election, which was on Tuesday, they came from New Haven, come right on through New Haven, shooting at each other. Well, what do you think about our police force? Because remember, we had our little meeting to organize, and they didn't even bother to show up. The police only see them every now and then. It's not the same police force that I had when I moved here from New York. The police nowadays, you see them. No. And you know what? You're not the only one that says that. There's a whole bunch of people who call me. I get calls probably about once a week from folks up. There's a couple ladies that live further up on Goodrich that said they don't really want to go out to their car at night. So right. I feel you. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, those loud cars. Wait, what about the quads? The 4x, those little bikes and things, they come zooming down, and there's like 50 of them. Right. So, wow. Well, thank you so much. Well, I'm going to continue to fight. I know I'm going to keep fighting. We were at least able to get the money over for the foundations, but that was just the beginning. We're not done. We need to do something about that middle school property. The Mill Rock place, half the time the water doesn't work when they're like, how you gonna have a park and the park doesn't work? We got to come together. Yes. We have to come to the meetings and we have to do what we have to support people. Right. And so what I'm going to do, I don't know if you realize, but I'm going to start sending out emails to you guys of all the information I get, text messages and emails. So that way you get links to everything. Every week you get something. Yeah, but they still got to come out. They got to come out. Yes, I agree. If we did you see that? And nobody show up. Something wrong with that people. Right. When you see in the street, but what do you think is the reason why people don't come out? Are they just tired? They don't understand. They don't understand it. Yeah. I don't think they understand how serious it is right now. It's very serious. Well, we got to get them to understand how serious it is. And that's their how should I say, investment. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much money I pay, about almost $8,000 a year in taxes. That's a big investment. So, well, I'm so glad you were able to come out tonight. We always want you to come out, talk with us, see what's going on, I wanted everybody to hear what the council members had to say.
I went to the Whitney Center to talk with them last week. They don't even know who's running. So I was like, I was going to go live on all my pages here so everybody can see what everybody had to say. Because nobody knows.
That's how you vote.
You got to hear what they have to say. But then you got to go over there and question them. If you've been on the council 2, 3 terms,
Some of them are
4,
some of them you don't have to question.
what do you stand for? What do they stand for? We got to find out what they stand for.
When you go to the council, some of the council, you tell what they stand.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to find out what's going on with public safety. You know, are they coming down? Do they come down to our district at all? You know, we need traffic calming on. Hi. How you doing, Janet?
Really so glad you're going to be with us again.
No problem, Janet. It's nice to see you. What do you wait? I'm asking everybody. So, what do you want the council to do? What do you want us to do in the next 2 years?
Really?
Where do you start, right?
Money, money, money.
Right. We need to figure out what's going on with this budget, right? I mean, the budget is really bad.
How much money we have?
We don't, I mean, you know, chapter 39. I don't know. Where is chapter 39? I know. Right, that's an unlucky number. I don't know what chapter 39 is. It's somewhere floating around. It was approved by the finance committee. Everybody watched that. And it never came back.
Katie kind of alluded to.
Yeah.
None of this is all going to stop, right? Do you think?
I don't know. We'll see what kind of leadership we have on the council next time. I mean, I thought that we were cruising when chapter 39 made it out of committee.
How do we know who the new leader is?
We won't know probably until the day after the inauguration, the first meeting of the new council in December.
You all take a vote?
We all take a vote as a council.
People run? I mean, people say,
Well, we all run and we all, you know, whoever says that they're interested, yeah.
Well, that was I have hopes. That is great.
Thank you so much for coming out. I'm asking everybody, I'm going all around the committee of the district, asking everybody, what do you want the council to do? And I know primarily we need to figure out the money. What are we doing with this money? $300 million, 300, like people, it's not monopoly money. Like we don't sell products here to raise money. Like the money comes from everybody's wallet and everybody's pocketbook, you know? It comes from everyone. So we need to know where it's going.
Yes.
So I appreciate you.
I know you can do it.
Okay, get in here. Nice to see you. What do you want to see in your council district next term?
Oh my goodness. Well,
Well, first of all, I'm going to my state rep because I got a problem.
First of all, I love what you said.
Okay.
Are you going to clip me?
I'm going to clip you.
It's
Go
going to be
ahead.
official. I love what you said.
Yeah.
We've got to bring down that old middle school.
We need to use that property. There's so many other uses we can use for that property.
Yes.
And we're putting firefighters at risk.
We are.
To go
And
to save an empty building.
The neighborhood smells terrible
after the fires, right?
It's not good. It's not
after
good.
the fires, it's
Hi.
terrible. So we want you to come.
Yes.
And let's have a rally.
Let's do
We're gonna
it.
have a rally in front of the old middle school folks. Yeah.
Bring it down.
Let's get the state rep,
Happy to come.
everybody to come out. And let's
Yes.
talk about what we're gonna do.
Yes.
And
The work
then
continues.
And then the traffic calming, because I know
Yes.
Whitneyville has a major problem, like Auger Street. You know the drill. You live down there.
I do.
You know, so I mean, I don't even know what we're gonna do about. I hear Armory. Remember you guys went through the whole paving thing? Now we're getting emails about the speeding because now they can't speed. It's like a highway now.
Yep.
You know, so we have to do something about that too. So we got a lot of things to do.
Yep.
We'll be
But I'm
ready.
glad you're representing me, Councilwoman.
She keeps going, that's my council person.
I know, it is my council person. I get a council person.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I just wanted to know, is this going to be anywhere where I can
Yes,
find it?
It's I've been emailing out the link to everybody to the YouTube channel. You don't have to join anything. You just click right on it and it'll apply.
So it's at your YouTube channel?
Yes, it's my YouTube channel. It's called Hamden Action Now.
All right.
And if you go to YouTube and put that in, it'll pop up and go to the live video tab and you'll see it. I got a whole list of live videos. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Is that the recording?
Yes. Here. She's so cute. She's like, is that recording?
Hello, intermission. Intermission.
Say hi to Carmela for me. She's your neighbor.
Yeah, here you go. Let's say it here, just so everybody know. So here we are. Here we are. This is our Republican committee folks. And I want everybody to know that they have so much faith in what I was doing in the last 2 years and bringing transparency to the town of Hamden, that the Republican Party endorsed me. And that's why I'm standing over here in this little corner by myself, because I don't have a Republican challenger. And I didn't have a Democratic challenger. You know why? Because everybody's money matters. All right. Now, we could all have our differences about national politics, but we all have to agree that we have to fix the roof on the high school.
Absolutely.
And that pothole and these streets and these sidewalks, they all got to be dealt with.
Yes.
The crime, the speeding. So my point is, that's what matters to me. And I have to work with everybody. I will work with anyone who's willing to work with me. And you guys are willing to work. Bobby,
yes,
and Jim,
the
and everybody.
entire Republican team endorsed you wholeheartedly for the 5th district.
Thank you so much.
We did not even attempt to find a candidate to run against you because we endorse you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it because I say that with such humility, because it's huge to kind of cross that kind of party line. I know how dedicated everybody is to it. So I know that that's trust. There's a lot of trust involved there. And I'm not done yet. We have a lot more to do.
Those lines are thinning. I really think people are realizing that it's time to focus on our community and local politics and take care of our homes.
Yes, because it doesn't when we're all neighbors.
That's right.
We're all neighbors. So why, yeah, we could all disagree on national politics. I mean, I can fight with the best of them. But when I have to deal with how we're going to fund our schools, how are we going to keep everybody safe, that's a family discussion.
Absolutely.
A town family. We need to come together. We have to come together and solve these problems together.
I just wanted the town to know that we're for you.
I appreciate
in
it.
District 5 and all the hard work you've done on the Legislative Council so far to date.
And we're not done.
Thank you.
I'm not done. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. No? All right. We're going to go back for another intermission. Mr. Torres doesn't want to talk on camera. Why you want me on camera? Because you're so great at it.
They don't like me, so you think they're gonna hate you even more?
No, they love you. So how's it going?
Good. Just came to see the same thing. You should run for mayor, please. Next time.
I am too passionate about my work. That's what's wrong. That's my problem. I just need to stop being so passionate about my work. Because everybody takes my passion for being mean and evil.
You're telling the truth. Yeah. You're speaking the truth when you go to the meeting. What you're asking about. The question that should be asked.
Yes.
You're asking.
Right.
You're not asking. You're blocking.
Right.
You know.
Like, where's chapter 39?
That's I want to say that, but I beg my tongue.
Hey, everybody is somewhere in the abyss. Yeah. It was approved in committee. And now it's somewhere floating around.
The guy was won.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Like, it's, all I'm saying is that everybody agreed to these things when they did the charter of 2022. And now all of a sudden, 3 years later, well, we really can't do it.
The beautiful council person.
Which one? I know which one you're talking about.
And the chief of staff.
No, they're not coming. They're not coming. I mean, all I want to do is follow our charter. Yeah. And I want everybody to understand. And so what I want to do, and on my little YouTube channel here, I'm going to start going through the charter page by page on a series. Chapter 1. Let's go through this. And chapter 3. My page is Hamden Action Now on YouTube.
Oh, Action Now.
Action Now. Hamden Action Now. Go there. You can see all the little live videos and whatnot. But we need to go, you know what? I think between now and the time that our new council kicks in, I'm going to start that series. Teach everybody what the charter says. And then if you missed the video, you could always go back and see it later. Everybody need to see it because it's a whole thing.
You know, I didn't come for. I wasn't to meetings in about a month because I've been out of state.
Yeah. Yep.
Came back. Went Monday. I looked. I sat down. And said, "Same old, same old."
Still at it.
There's no blocking. There's no. You know, they say something on the sheet, and then they go like off script, and they go something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why would you have executive session? Why not have the executive session before the hearings, the meeting starts? Instead, you stop the meeting for an hour and a half, you come back, and now everybody left.
Or you started the whole meeting earlier and for executive session, and then start the meeting. Like you said, do it early. You know, like you can start the meeting at 6, I think, do the executive session, and then roll into the regular meeting at 7, and then you'll be ready to vote on whatever that was.
But no, you know, now everybody's gone. Nobody knows what's going on now.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know who our new leader will be. We'll see who that will be in December. There's various people, I'm sure, interested.
You're running for the
council, yeah. No, they would never pick me for council president.
Right
You
now,
kidding me? What?
I got my vote.
They would.
Of course, the puppet master's not there.
That would never happen. But I mean, it is fine because what we need, what I want to do is really be an advocate for my district. My district is right on that line in New Haven, and they get the shaft. We need a full-on relationship with New Haven to really come together with the policing. The whole thing needs to be looked at. I mean, the lady was just here.
New Haven.
Oh, Justin Elliker? Ooh.
You heard him.
What you do with Justin Elliker?
He went. You know, he came to the Puerto Rican festival.
Yeah.
Back in August. What's the guy from Channel 8? Black Anyway, he was interviewed. I felt like this. Hey, how do you like New Haven? Who? I said New Haven. He said, what New Haven? New Haven, the town you're in. Oh, that's the name of it. What do you think the name was? Speed Bump City.
Yeah, speed tables.
Speed bump. Every street's a speed bump, man.
You know, don't get sick in New Haven because the EMS can't get to you fast.
And then then he goes up and says, if the speed bump doesn't get you, the craters in the street.
It's the potholes and the speed bumps.
I say, listen, there was a guy that I was picking up for work for a month. And then at the end, I said, no more, because my car was getting damaged. It's the speed bump, it was the craters. If you don't have problems, you have craters.
That's what I'm saying. Between Hamden, like where the line is, which is my district, we need to work more with New Haven. We have to.
The whole Whitney, from downtown all the way up to the border of Hamden, is not for a huge pothole.
It is. It's just terrible.
I told them, I told them, you're in the moon vehicle riding on the moon surface.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
I
bad.
always think about putting speed bumps in. For what?
The potholes got people slowing. Yeah, they're going slow enough. So it'll be great. It'll be great. And, Michael, oh my God, come on over here to the camera, Mr. Moses.
What's going on, man?
Mr. Moses, what would you like to see out of your next council? Can you just elaborate? I will mic you up for this.
What I would like to see out of my next council?
Yeah.
Competence.
Is that right?
That's absolutely right. Competence. Folks who are holding a seat because there is a genuine concern and interest for the well-being of the town, which means that the issue that comes before you, okay, have the courage to take the time to learn about it. Don't vote on things and pass things that you know nothing about.
And you've never even looked at it. Now, what do you think about Chapter 39? What are your thoughts on Chapter 39?
Chapter 39.
It made it out of committee.
Chapter 39 and the manner and method by which it's been handled is an absolute charade. Okay? Chapter 39, it is a part of the charter. Chapter 39 is a part of existing law. Why do we need to go through the revisiting and, insisting that folks do what they are ordered to do by virtue of law and by virtue of their governing statement for the council?
So you're saying it's already in the charter?
It's there already. Okay?
So we're already supposed to do it?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
You know, so we stood up and we talked about being able to, you know, you were on the charter revision. Okay. So you as a council member was responsible for making the language in there to make it law in an effort to try and govern the town effectively.
Yes.
But we can check the records and the voting records. You wrote it into the charter, but you didn't implement it or honor it as a council member.
That's right.
So what was the purpose?
I think that we spent about $200,000 worth of legal.
Well, listen, much of what takes place, again, people don't have to take my word or anybody else's word for it. They simply have to go and visit the sites of the Legislative Council meetings to see exactly how folks have voted, okay? Rather than spending the time listening to the cackling buffoonery that a lot of council members are putting forth, okay? It's a continuous insult to people's intelligence.
That's right. The intelligence of the people of the town of Hamden.
That's mayor.
I mean, you cannot keep acting like the townspeople are just uninformed and unintelligent. It's just enough.
When you're making decisions for the sake of being an exhibitionist, okay, with no results for the benefit of the town. We put forth ordinances without even considering the impact and the cost to the town, okay? We put forth comments on things that we want to see take place, okay? And nothing happens.
Right.
Nothing happens. You know, I've known council members who have been on this council, you know, several years ago, you know, 2 or 3 administrations ago, right? And they were passionate. But when they got on the council and saw the buffoonery that took place and the waste of time, I mean, they couldn't wait for their term to expire. Okay? So my concern is with, you have council members who are doing nothing but profiling.
Right.
Okay? You have council members who are talking about things. You've got the BRT project coming in Dixwell. Okay, there are going to be millions and millions of dollars.
With New Haven already in place.
Well,
we should build on that.
There are 2 things. Number one, the misconception is that that's being discussed in Hamden as if it's a Hamden project. It is not a Hamden project.
It is not a Hamden project.
It is a New Haven and the state of Connecticut project.
Right, and
okay?
they just
Hamden can benefit tremendously from this.
Yes.
There will be millions and millions of dollars spent in that project. I have not yet heard of a viable plan in which a mushroom proposal.
Have you heard about even a meeting?
Yeah, there have been meetings. I've heard about meetings. Several of them I've heard about. Several of them I heard about after the fact. You know, so there have been.
It's always after the fact.
There have been meetings. You know, but the bottom line is, as Katie Kiley said, part of the problem is disseminating information. As I've stated before in front of the Legislative Council, it is my opinion, by virtue of my experience of being involved with government matters in this town for the past 25, 30 years, that this town is governed with 3 principles. Deception, okay? They basically censorship
Don't leave that
in which they intentionally do not disseminate information to the public so that the public knows what's going on. Okay? Once the public knows what's going on, publics can participate.
Right.
They can have an input. You know, whether they agree or disagree, the public is informed. You know, so listen.
Well, I will tell you, my job has been this year, not last year, but this year's job has been primarily disseminating information. And you see how well that's gone over, right?
Well, it has.
See the reception that I received.
It has made a difference. Now,
People are very angry.
The other thing that we must work on is educating the residents on the process of governing the politics in this town, which means people need to understand how the DTC work.
Yes.
What is the DTC? What is the process to get involved? There are many people who want to get involved. They simply have no idea what the process is and how to do it. And the people who they presume should know does not want them to know.
No.
So they don't share the information.
Yeah, I always say to everybody, when you look at the pyramid of power in our town, the DTC members are the most powerful people because they are the ones that they know they control the ballot.
It begins with the DTC by virtue of selections and it ends with the residents, the voters.
Nice job tonight. And when's that gonna be on the?
It's on now.
Oh, it's on now?
Yeah.
If I go home, I'll be able to. Okay.
So what do you want from the legislative council this term? What would you like to see happen?
What do I want to see happen?
I've been out of state.
Oh, I want more.
Because you're like one of my awesome people. So I want to hear what you have to say.
I want more qualified promotions and hires in the whole town. Qualified candidates. I don't care about age, sex.
I don't either. Yep.
Anything. I want qualified candidates to do the job.
Right.
They talk about finances. Get somebody that's knowledgeable, that's independent.
Right.
And if you're going to put a finance director in there, I think there should be an assistant finance director with that person to have a checks and balances system. They should have a report going to the mayor's office on Monday, what they're planning on doing, a report on Friday,
On how
what
they
they
got
did.
it. Yes.
I want both ends of the.
We need full-on report. I want to see so
report
many
to the-
freaking
and put it
reports.
transparent to the people, so that the people tonight that spoke, that talked about being on committees and getting reelected 2, 3, 4 terms. What if they put us where we are? Why would I want to reelect them?
I don't know.
I'm on tape?
Yeah, you're on tape.
That's okay. I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide.
You're just like Mr. Moses just said. We could just roll back the record.
Oh,
We can go
yeah.
look at all the
Yeah.
notes and the videos. We can see it all.
But that's what I want. I want transparency.
Well, I want Chapter 39, and I won't rest until I get it.
Okay.
Chapter 39. You know, I'm going to start a little campaign for Chapter 39 because we all agreed that we wanted to do this kind of financial reporting when they did the charter 3 years ago.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, well, they can't do it. Okay, well, you have to do it. You all agreed you would.
Well,
how do we run a
Councilman Haley
town?
talked about, she was, I think, involved in the charter revision.
Yes, she was.
And she says, we don't know where we're going.
Right.
Wait a minute.
And there's no follow-up. Where's the follow-up?
How come you don't know where you're going? You were involved in the process of making the charter change. I don't get it.
We always have to have everything we do. I don't care if we do Chapter 39 or whatever. Everything needs to have a follow-up.
Well, I'm not familiar with Chapter 39.
Chapter 39 is the ordinance that I presented back in May
Okay.
about financial reporting. All I did was extract all the items that were in our charter,
Uh-huh.
and Mednick, our attorney, created its own ordinance.
Right. All you need is department heads that report
Just do
to
it.
the right fiscal authority.
Compile it into a document and give it to us.
But
We
do
know where we
it
are.
weekly.
Weekly. Yeah. I mean,
do they get paid weekly?
They sure do. So before you get your paycheck, you give me the report. I give you your paycheck.
No, I don't mean to say that the wrong way.
No, I mean neither, but you know what I'm saying.
I listened the other night with the guy in the chief of staff.
Yeah. It was like he's not here today. I'm like,
no, we got to hire a union employee. I'm all for unions. Don't get me wrong, but this is not a union appointment. This is a mayoral appointment to a finance director and maybe an assistant finance director.
Yes.
That they have to coordinate their job.
Yes.
With their employees. I got 7 people working in the finance department. I got 4 people. Whatever it is. This is your job this week. This is your job this week. This is your job.
And this is the
and I want
deliverables.
it delivered to me Thursday night so I can present something to the mayor on Friday morning or Friday afternoon.
And here's the deliverables. And guess what? They'll do on Friday at 10 o'clock. Period.
Yeah.
Like we at our job, I love my supervisor. I love her.
Yep.
I love my company. My company is one of the best companies in the country. I love it. But they are very strict about deliverables. They
Well,
don't
you
play.
see, and I'm a former fireman.
Yes.
When the bell rings, we don't have time to
negotiate. It's not negotiable.
It's now the bell's ringing, the engine's going. We're already trained to do our job.
Right.
And we're going to do it to the best of our ability. But like I think you brought up about the risk you're putting the firefighters through at middle school. It's ridiculous.
Putting them at risk for 20
You know,
years.
what you want to do is make it a training facility week and burn it to the ground and let the guys have it.
Just let it go all the way down.
Have it.
It'll be a training facility. We can watch it.
No. What we used to do is get old houses.
Yeah.
Before if they were being torn down.
Yeah.
We used to get them for a week and we used to build a burn inside them.
Well, we do that. We actually send our property management people out to see live birds.
Okay, yeah.
Because we want to show what happens when the drakes get caught.
Right,
We go out and we watch it because we
Right.
learn about risk
Yeah.
at our properties. So it's
Yeah.
really great. I love it. But I think that's a great idea. But we have to
Okay,
do something.
well, I hope I gave you enough for your, I don't know if the people are gonna like me or hate me, but whatever.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Bob.
Okay,
I appreciate all your
okay.
support.
You got
I'm going to unmic you and mic the next
Okay.
All right, you take care.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Hi, Diane Hoffman. How are y'all?
Good, thank you so much.
How's it going? Yes, yes. How are you doing?
Good.
Oh my God, it's another mayoral candidate. Look at her. She looks so cute tonight. This is the mayoral candidate for the Green Party. Her name is.
Win.
She's gonna win. She is got so many great ideas. We love her. She comes to every council meeting, even if she's on Zoom. She has awesome ideas.
Thank you.
And I always like to
And I'm
support
looking
it.
forward to working with you.
Yes.
And anybody who wants to talk to me, I want to hear from you.
Yes, we want to hear.
Patricia C. Benner Saavedra, Green Party.
Green Party.
Fourth one down on the ballot.
She's row D.
Yes.
Yes.
Row D. Vote row D.
I appreciate you. And you know what? I always tell people, don't ever say you can't run. I want to win. And nobody cares about winning. We need to get our message out there.
That's right.
And the message is so important that you have been bringing.
Thank you.
And making us be aware. We have to get this stuff out in the universe. It's got to be said.
We do.
It's got to be said. We got to talk about the financial transparency,
Yes.
the accountability portion of it.
Absolutely.
The accountability portion includes showing us where the money is every we should be able to go on the computer right now, go to the town and click and know where we are right now. No, it's your money.
I know.
We don't sell products to raise money.
Exactly, because you know what? A municipality is not there to be like a business and make money for a
No,
shareholder.
the money comes from our kitchen
Right.
tables.
And we're doing this to give services and make life better for people who live and work in
Here.
this town.
Yes.
In this town, which is the size of a small city with a budget that's the size of a larger city. And we need to be more in tune with that. We need to be more careful.
And we got to be more intentional about how we are running and using and spending people's money. Like when we talk about a municipal budget, it is so sacred because it's people sacrifice.
Yes.
People are sacrificing their money from their kids, their health care, their food, and all their things. They're sacrificing. This is not regular money.
No.
It's not. It's real live sacrificial money. And we have to look at it like that. It is not to be taken lightly. It's not. It's not.
Important. It's the livelihood of
And I don't even like throwing around numbers like, oh, but it's only 100 million, or it's only the Board of Ed's only 100 million. I'm like, oh my God! If somebody gave me $100 million right now, I'd be so excited.
Yeah, if they give me $100 million now, I can keep my house.
right. But you see
Fix
what I'm
it up,
saying?
make it nice, share it around with other people.
Trick it out. It'd be so pretty.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, mine too. My house would be so tricked. But I think that we have to really talk more in the next 2 years about the sacred nature of the tax dollar.
Yeah. It's a sacred responsibility.
And it's a real huge fiduciary responsibility from us as the council, the mayor, the administration, all the workers, to utilize those funds to the highest and best use. We cannot play with it. And I know people get offended when I talk like this, but it is real live money. You can't play with it. And we have to be able to hear from people. If they don't like how we're spending, then we should hear it. And not be upset. And we should be more public comment. We need more. We should have a whole meeting of nothing but public comment.
Yes, exactly. I think you guys should, and I can't do anything about that as mayor. That's
us, right? We should have one meeting a month, at least maybe two, where we just open it up 3 hours and nothing but public comment. Just come, spend 5 minutes, talk, and do it a round table discussion, not this thing.
Do you know that there are businesses, cooperative businesses, where the workers are paid to go to meetings and study what's going on in the company, go to the meetings and give their opinions, and give their voice and ask their questions and give, And they're paid. This is part of their job, this responsibility.
Mhm.
And they make the decisions about what they want their business to do.
Right.
And that's what people need
It's
to do.
cooperative governing, cooperating management.
Right.
I mean, like, I lead a lot of companies. I mean, our company is a capitalist company, I know. But, but they do take a lot of our input. They love our input. They get upset when we don't respond to the request for input. So I agree with you. I hope we can do better as a council to entertain more voices from the community. I'm going to, what I've already started is sending out a newsletter. I'm going to add you to my little newsletter. It's just a little thing, just to give you a listen. Because a lot of times people can't navigate the agendas and all that. So let me just give it all to you in one spot. Here's a link to this. Click here, you can see this. And my neighbors love it.
Until we can improve the Hamden website, which is horrible.
It's still not good.
It's not good. Until we can improve that, what you're doing is perfect.
Just so I can let I'm expanding it to whoever wants to get on my email list. So I'm going to add you on, and then you can start getting on my emails and my little newsletter that says, this is what happened this month. This is what happened this month. This is what I think happened at the council meeting.
Right.
Even though you're there, I want to let you know how a wrap up.
Can't keep track of everything.
No, but this will be something you can go back to. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Very helpful. So I appreciate you. I'm so happy you come out to everything. And I don't want you to have to leave your house. That's terrible.
I am going to have to. I'm getting a small condo.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of coping with the fact that it's much smaller.
I know the downsizing is never fun.
I hate that, but it's a necessity. But at least I get to stay in Hamden.
Yes, good. Well, good for
I'm
you.
running for mayor. I can't.
No, you can't leave because you're already
going to be mayor.
Mayor. Green Party's going to get it this year.
Yes, we are. And I'm going to tap you for some help.
Okay.
I'm getting my little postcards this weekend. Okay. I'm running my campaign on under $1,000.
I love it.
No waste.
Yes. Hey, I love it. So let me know. Just send me a little text or send me an email, and I will respond.
Okay, cool.
Good to see you, Patricia.
You guys take care over there.
Take care.
This lady is really a gem.
Take care. Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Where do you live in my district?
No.
Oh, I'm like, I'm sorry. No, that's 6. That's these lovely ladies over here. Yeah, I'm in 5th. I'm right on the other side. If you go across Whitney, I'm on the other side. That's Whitneyville. That's me.
Yeah, I live in the 9th district.
Doesn't matter though. All of our decisions impact the whole town.
Yes.
Especially the budget and finances and the audits and all those things. That impacts all of us. So, yeah, we're gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep working. I'm trying to make sure I keep my district in the loop. So I'm sending out a little newsletter and an email to everybody just so I can let them know. So my little YouTube channel here is called Hamden Action Now. So if you see it and you want to watch some of my live videos, that'll be helpful. Try to bring everybody up to speed on what's happening.
Are you live now?
Yes, I'm live right now. Yes. Woo-hoo. I'm going to turn it off in a few, but a lot of folks love to kind of watch and tune in because I try to go to all the meetings and go live so everybody knows what's happening.
Now, were you the one that found the money or something? Like somebody was saying that one of the legislative council members they found some extra money or
No, I think we moved money from the community center over to the foundations. Because I was.
For the foundations, that's important.
That is really important. I mean, some of the homes are really bad. Matt Ritter, our House Speaker, came down to do a tour, and he was a little appalled. So the state of Connecticut even giving us $8 million, which is huge. So we got now like about $16 million to work with. That'll really solve a lot of problems. Yeah, such good people, such good folks down there, and they've been really suffering through this for years. I can't even imagine that I work out of my basement, my house, because that's where my little office is set up. I can't imagine that would just be not available. So,
well, even like the Michael Valley.
Yeah.
When I was young, I grew up in
Yeah.
We had work every Monday night.
Over there at the Whalen School?
Yeah, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
That was a great memory. It's a shame that it was.
Yeah, it's sad that they didn't have a plan. Like when they closed it in 2021 or 2001 or whatever, should have been a plan right there. Yeah, but I'm gonna make them do it this time. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you so much. Watch my channel. Keep in touch now. Now. All right, you take care. Hi, Miss Catherine. How are you, my sweet thing?
I was like, why do you talk to everybody?
I always see your husband walking the dog. He's so cute. He's so good. Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yeah.